my name is Steve Andrews. Today we're going to talk about static page checking in ASP.NET MVC. Static page checking is a method where Visual Studio will pre-compile your ASP.NET web pages to make sure that they will compile successfully. To start, I've created a custom homepage view model class. This class contains two properties, message as string and current date as date time. In Home Controller, I'm then able to use the new homepage view model as the model to pass to my view, setting message and current date to the current date. Finally, I can set the page to inherit from view page of homepage view model, and instead of accessing the loosely typed properties in view data, I can access the strongly typed properties of the model, message and current date. I can then view the page and see that the data has been passed successfully. However, one problem that is common for many ASP.NET developers is runtime compilation errors because the errors are not caught in the view. To show you this problem, I'm going to change message to my message. I'm going to hit Control Dot to invoke Visual Studio built-in refactoring and rename message to my message. Then you'll notice in Home Controller it's been changed to my message as well. I can hit Control-Shift-B to build the project, and it builds successfully. However, when I return to the page, you'll notice I get a compilation error saying View Model does not contain a definition for message. It would have been very helpful to have known this when I was building my application. Fortunately, ASP.NET MVC contains a feature to solve this problem. This feature is defined as an XML property in the project config file. To edit the project config file, we're going to right-click on the project in Solution Explorer, choose Unload Project, right-click again, and choose Edit. And this will open up the project file with full color coding and IntelliSense. At the bottom of the first property group, you'll notice a property called MVC Build Views. This is set to false by default. To enable static page checking, simply set this property to true. We can then right-click on our project and choose Reload Project, choosing Yes at the prompt. We'll then type Control-Shift-B to build our project again, and we get an error this time. Double-clicking on the error will take us to the view, and we'll see an error that message is not valid. We can then change message to my message, hit Control-Shift-B again to build, and we will have a successful build. Viewing this page in Internet Explorer, we can see that the page now compiles and displays correctly. However, you may have noticed that builds take a little bit longer when static page checking is enabled. To solve this problem, I make another project file modification. I'm going to reopen the project file in Visual Studio. And instead of having MVC build views in the first property group, I'm going to make a copy into each configuration-specific property group. For debug, I'm going to set the property to false. In release, I'm going to set the property to true. Now when I compile my application in debug mode, it compiles without the static page checking. And if I switch to release mode, it will compile with static page checking. This enables me to do general development without the hindrance of static page checking, but to turn it on when I need it.